This is Dr. Gigi Sabbat, and you're listening into the Walk With Me podcast. My guest today is Jose. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here, Dr. DG.
Yeah, likewise. It's such an honor to have you here today. Now, can you start off by telling us a little bit more about you and where are you from, Jose?
So, Jose Escobar, born in Washington, D.C., first generation here in the U.S. Both of my parents are from Guatemala, so my nationality is Guatemalan, 100% Hispanic. Read, write, speak Spanish, but first generation here. I live in Maryland, so I was raised in Montgomery County, Maryland all my life. I'm 43 years old. I am happily married to my wife, Katie. We have six wonderful children, 1 year old all the way to 18 and everything in between. Three boys, three girls. I have a background in banking, in insurance, in property and casualty, 18 years corporate America. Walked away from all that. Eventually became the sales director for a global martial arts company, overseeing the US territory. That was fantastic. And then I realized I was helping so many people get rich and the company was moving their needle and I wasn't getting any better financially. So I said, it's time for me to start my own business. So January 15th of 2022, I started two companies at the same time, the Entrepreneur's Bookshelf and the Connected Leaders Academy. 15 months out the gates, built a seven-figure business organically 100%. And now I have many moving parts of what I do. I'm a 21-time published author. I'm a coach, consultant, world international speaker. Let's see, I have a mastermind. I have a community of entrepreneurs. We're in all 50 states, 37 countries, 608 paid members. And then I have my own anthologies that I run. I have my own comic book series. I do virtual conferences. I host live events all over the country and around the world. That's me in a nutshell.
I love it. And what inspired you to write comic books?
So not quite plural yet. It's a comic book. It's our first in the series.
First one.
This literally members of my community and their superpower. They're all superheroes in the book now. So their superpower happens to be their expertise in their business. Right. And it's done by Marvel comic artists, really high level, high quality. And at the end, it has QR codes and for their business. So the idea, this is a very unique branding marketing tool that nobody's doing in the marketplace. And we decided to make it unique to our community.
I love it. Thanks so much for sharing. And now, can you tell us a little bit more about your organization?
Sure. So Connected Leaders Academy is one business. The Entrepreneur's Bookshelf is the other. So the Entrepreneur's Bookshelf is my coaching, author, speaker leg, right? So my courses, my programs, my consulting, that's all done through the Entrepreneur's Bookshelf. I speak about once a week, every week for the last 4 years. I do a lot of speaking engagements. All of that runs through there. And then I also, as I mentioned, I wrote my own book, and that book is called Winning the Day, An Entrepreneur's Guide to Morning, Evening Routine Mastery. That went bestseller. And then from there, I co-authored 21 other books with influencers, the whole pay-to-play anthology model, which is fantastic. So that's the Entrepreneur's Bookshelf. Connected Leaders Academy is more my community of entrepreneurs that I already mentioned. Under that umbrella, I also host 15 events all over the U.S., coast to coast, every year. And then we also do 3 international events. This year, we're doing Ireland, Santorini, Greece, and Canada. And then I also have virtual conferences, these global virtual events that we do. Anybody who speaks on my virtual stages, we get their talks transcribed, professionally edited, and they go into books that go international bestseller. Our next one is in June. That'll be our 10th global virtual event. And then I also have anthologies. I have this wonderful anthology here called Dear Younger Me, 15 Letters to Your Younger Self. These are all members of my community that basically paid to be in the book. It goes bestseller. Everybody wins. We're opening up a third edition this year. And of course, everywhere I go, I sell merchandise, hoodies, hats, t-shirts, coffee mugs, all that kind of stuff. And then the comic book series as well. But more specific to Connected Leaders Academy, that kind of came about because I'm a connector. I've been meeting people for 25 years. I love building relationships. I was serving people for free before I even had a business. And I said, oh my gosh, between all the events I've been to, Les Brown, Grant Cardone, Tony Robbins, John Maxwell, I mean, you name it, in 25 years, I've built so many amazing relationships. All these people know me, but they don't know each other. So I said, there has to be a way to monetize these relationships. And that's when I started the community 4 years ago. We started with one member, which is somebody that mutually we both know. Raul Marin is member number 1 who joined 4 years ago.
Wow.
And since then, we've exploded, and it's 90% referral based. So it's quite literally happy members referring to other people. And it's just a great place to be. Love what I do. I'm a connector by nature. And I said, you know what? Let me just create a hub. Everybody wins. And I get paid along the way as well.
Congratulations on the book and your business as well. That's absolutely amazing. Now, Jose, can you tell us a little bit more about a major challenge that you face in your life?
I've faced many challenges, more than I can count. If I had to pick just one, I would say probably a time when I broke up with my first girlfriend of 10 years. And I thought life was over. And I said, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And then coincidentally, at that time, I met my wife. And at the time, we started dating, and one thing led to another. And now we have six wonderful children, happily married. We just celebrated our 10th wedding anniversary last weekend. We went to the Omni Grove Park Inn in
Congrats.
Asheville,
That's right. You
Maryland.
were telling me about that. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, or should I say Asheville, North Carolina? So that was fantastic. But yeah, when I thought my world was crumbling, and I thought, oh my gosh, poor me, I'm never going to find somebody, I realized there's always sunlight, right? At the end of the tunnel, there's always going to be that positive end as long as you're seeking it and you have the right mindset and you control your attitude and you always find joy in the midst of any challenge. That's what I understood, and ever since then, I've really clung on to the idea that it's not about happiness. It's not about looking for happiness because happiness is external, right? Something has to happen for me to be happy. It's really the idea of internal joy, right? Joy is an inside job, and I have to be happy with me. And eventually, when I found my wife, she just added to my happiness. I didn't marry her to make me happy. I was already happy, and she just created more fulfillment. And it's just a wonderful thing.
I love it. And speaking of joy, what message do you have for an individual who's also going through a challenge and maybe depressed right now?
I would say that it's always going to be better. I had a great mentor of mine who said to me, Jose, number one, in all things, give thanks, even in the hard, challenging times. In all things, give thanks. He said, this too shall pass. Number two, always know that no matter how bad something gets, this too shall pass. And number three, he said, always be willing to ask for help because a lot of people are too prideful, too egotistical, and they just don't have the ability to ask for help. They think I've arrived, I know enough, I'm good, But no, there's always going to be times where you need to ask for help, and I've kind of lived those experiences, and I took that advice, and I can tell you right now, if you're going through hard times emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, in whatever capacity, this too shall pass. It's always going to get better, but you got to rely on God. I'm a man of faith, right? So you have to always cling on to God, our creator, and have the faith. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. Don't let go of hope and hold on to your faith, and this too shall pass.
Very powerful. Hold on to faith. And yes, my faith means the world to me as well. Now, Jose, what is your best advice to the audience for walking with purpose and living a life of happiness?
Best advice is commitment to continuity establishes emotional stability. I'll say that one more time. Commitment to continuity establishes emotional stability. If you want to have that emotional stability, that level of comfort in life, knowing you're on the right track and doing the right things, just be committed and continuous on your journey with good habits. Because habits are ultimately what are going to dictate where you're going to end up, and positive and negative. All habits stack over time, just like the stock market, right? It compounds over time. So what we create in our life. I live by design, right? I design my life the way I want it to be, where I'm going. I'm very intentional with what I do. I set goals. I have a plan. I'm consistent. I'm disciplined. I'm focused. I'm committed to my process and my journey. So for anybody out there who wants that joy and wants the results and wants to experience life at a really high level, I can just tell you, watch your thoughts because your thoughts become your words and your words become your actions and your actions become habits over time that eventually dictate where you're going to end up in your lot in life. If you're not where you want to be right now, I encourage you to look at the end of your own arm. Unfortunately, I believe, and I've been told this by a mentor of mine when I was in the dumps, and he said, Jose, you are where you are right now in your life because you choose to be there. If you chose differently, you could have differently. And I'm telling you, it's as long as you have the right habits in place, you are committed to your journey, and you are consistent, everything else will come accordingly. And remember, everything worthwhile, as John Maxwell says, is uphill all the way. If you don't feel the uphill, you're not doing enough. Live in discomfort intentionally.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing, Jose. Now, do you have any last words for the audience?
My last words are whatever life you choose you want is on the other end of now. So start today. Start today to pursue the life of excellence that you're called to be. The seeds of greatness are within you. We were created in the image of God, and you have everything it takes to be your absolute best, to impact the world, to change lives. And it starts today. Forget about the past. Too many of you are living in the past of look what I've achieved, look what I've done. You're only as good as your last performance. So, as far as I'm concerned, the future of what I'm after is dependent upon what I do today, right? Don't live in the future. Don't live in the past. Be present. Be fully alive each and every single day. People say, oh my gosh, you only live once. No, no, no. You only die once. You live daily. So be fully alive. Embrace every challenge because the challenges is what chisels you, what gives you the calluses of life to be your very best. And remember, even if you're broken, even if things are not where you want it to be, what is a mosaic made of? Broken pieces. You have the ability to be your very best, and I encourage you to do just that.
I love it. Thank you so much, Jose, and thanks for being a guest on the Walk With Me podcast. Now, where can the audience find you?
So I live on Facebook. That's my home away from home. Facebook is my primary hub where I do all my content. Nothing crazy, but you'll find a lot of my stuff there. Facebook and Jose Escobar, very simply put. You'll find me on LinkedIn as well. And then, of course, you can find me on Instagram. I kind of poke those two with a stick, but you'll find me there. And then, of course, my website, www.connectedleadersacademy.com, www.connectedleadersacademy.com. You can check out what I'm up to there, and you can even schedule a one-on-one virtual coffee with me to explore more.
Thanks, Jose. God bless you and be safe.
Thank you.
You're welcome.